got another box. I had another start of a video that said I had multiple. This is the second one, although you probably won't see that other one until way later, so this makes no sense to you right now. Anyway, here comes the box. Well, it's not shown the address. I don't have scissors. I do know one of my books is in here. The proof for a book that I'm publishing this year, so you want to see it. But I'm about to. Alright, now here we go. I guess I should do a review of the first book in this series in just a minute, but here it is. Let me start with book 2. Just bear with me for like 2 seconds. I forgot I got the first book. Forgive me. So book 1 is called Speechless. It is a Little Mermaid, science fiction, futuristic, might I say dystopian? I don't think it's dystopian at all. Book that I really enjoyed. I guess I'll just do the review now. I loved that it was based on the original tale of the Little Mermaid, which is the pain in her legs and the other stuff that I can't think of right now. But it was really well done. I enjoyed it, and it's clean. It's clean, not too heavy in romance, which is great, and the world was really well done. I enjoyed the characters. They do feel like their own characters. Book 1 was really good. I got all the books on Kindle, and then I was like, no, I hate reading on my phone. So I decided to just buy all of them. So this is the second book, Perilous. I'm about 30% of the way through. I don't know where that would be here, but this is the second book. Oh, I guess I can show you the first book. The first book is in here. Hold on. Here it is. I forgot I got the first one. This is the first one. Speechless. Little Mermaid. I want to say redo, but that's not the word. You know what I mean. A girl with a special ability, a secret mission, a truth that could rock 2 planets to the core. Oh, the biggest part of this story that I forgot to say was that there are people with aberrations, special abilities, like My Hero Academia without the academia. And it's like, you know how in My Hero Academia in the beginning everyone was like, oh, superpower people are terrible, and there was a war that was raged and stuff like that, all that jazz. That's what this is, basically. So I really like it. So here's the first one. And then I already showed you the second one, which is this one, numero 3. Bam! Hopeless. So there's Speechless, Fearless, Hopeless. And number 4, Restless. And that's the whole series that I know of. So I am currently in the middle of reading those, and so you will get different reviews for them as I go. So I guess you just got a review of the first one, but I will let you know for the second, third, and fourth whenever I finish them, because I plan on finishing them consecutively. Thanks for watching. That's all I have for this. Yeah, I guess one more thing is I am in a different spot. I haven't adjusted yet, but I moved around my room, got a new station set up. My brother actually got me this gaming desk for Christmas, and I've actually been using it because Baldur's Gate has been taking up my entire life lately, so that's a thing. So it's it's for Fearless by Madeline Freeman, which is the Unfortunate Souls book number 2. If you saw one of my earlier videos, it is on Speechless by Madeline Freeman. Basically, I got to unbox all 4 of the books in the series, and I did a little impromptu review of the first one because I was in the middle of the second one, and it's a very disorganized video, but I was excited, and yeah. But anyway, I just finished this book last night. I had 24 pages left when I got from work, and I was like, I need to finish this, and so I did. I think I enjoyed the first book more, but that being said, I didn't not enjoy the second book. I liked seeing the characters again, and I liked seeing it from the different points of views. I am super, super curious about Calix, which I love the name of, and his interweavings with a certain other character. So I'm super interested to see where that goes in the next book, which I have locked and loaded in my backpack. The book is pretty thick, but it's not that long, not that long of a read, I guess. Or not that much of a read. I don't know. It is definitely like a YA, and I think that's why it took me a little bit shorter to read than it did for like my White Trash Zombie series. That for some reason takes me quite a bit. It basically starts out with Alonzo. He's trying to get back his sister Aria because she's been taken. I'm trying to figure out how many spoilers I can give without giving spoilers. And basically, Calix finds him and recruits him and says, do this one thing for me and I'll release your sister. I'll help you release your sister. And so he does, things go wrong. He ends up looking like Flounder, which is great because he gets blue hair and he gets the little thing that Flounder has. And I'm like, it took me a minute to realize. I was like, oh, he's Flounder for realsies now. I think the romance in it is really well done because obviously these are like YA romances, but also science fiction. I wish that the fighting scenes were a little clearer, and I wish the futuristic tech, like the phasers or the guns and the duocrafts and all that, I wish those were more described so that I could see them better, because I'm just picturing Animorphs stuff. That's all I'm picturing. Whatever K.A. Applegate described for the phasers and all that, that's what I'm picturing. So it doesn't really fit in that world to me. I did really like there are a few parts with hacking and it being an ability, and I really liked, I'm trying not to give too much away, I really liked the way the hacking was done, because since it's an ability and not necessarily like, excuse me, there are different ways to describe it, and I really enjoyed that. It reminded me of Fish Eye Placebo, I think is what it was called. It was a webcomic that I actually derived a D&D character from, but that's what it reminded me of, and I really liked that. But it was really creative and interesting. Long story short, I'm enjoying this series. This is only the second book. I get 2 more books to go, so I will see you in the next review. This is the 3rd book of the series, Hopeless. I actually really liked this book. The series actually is getting better as it goes on. I love Tressa. She is adorable and a great portrayal of Rapunzel from Tangled. I will say I was always more of a fan of the Barbie as Rapunzel, but you know, that's what I grew up on, and Tangled came out later in my life, and I was like, ah, it's not Penelope. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen Barbie as Rapunzel, which I really love the movie of. Anyway, moving on. I enjoyed seeing Declan's point of view, and I really loved the romance between them. It was really nice, but hear me out. I'm so worried about Calix. I'm so worried about him towards the end of the book. Oh my gosh. But no, it was really cute, and I guess I'll insert spoilers here. I love how, so Declan, he does technology. He speaks with technology, basically. Not speaks in just like, how are you doing? Oh, I understand what they're saying. More of a, he touches it and he understands all the ones and zeros going through his head, so his mind works a little differently than normal. Whereas Tressa, she is overwhelmed because she hears people's voices and stuff. Like, think Imogen from Critical Role, if you've seen Critical Role, and the beginning toward whenever she's walking through town and it just oppresses. And she starts developing these strange little quirks that come along with that ability, such as like brain freaking blast and knocking people out, and it gets more dangerous and it kind of freaks her out. But she notices that with Declan, and whenever she's touching him, it cancels out her mind reading, which is really cool. I love that idea that in the beginning there are these machines trying to help subdue her, and made it to where her handlers who had kidnapped her, their minds can't be read. And so the fact that the machines and then Declan's brain, they're able to cancel out her abilities, that's really great. That's amazing, and I loved that idea. I think that was my favorite part about the whole interaction between them two. Overall, the romance is really cute, really sweet, very reflective of Tangled. So cute. Tress is adorable. I know I said that already. Declan, I love that he kind of loosens up throughout the book. It was really nice to see. But Calix, that boy had my attention from the first book. So I was like, oh, you're a little bit on a high horse. Oh, you're interesting. Oh, you have these weird little things going on. I found him and his story super interesting, and I was really looking forward to hearing more from him. And towards the end, I was freaking out towards the end. I guess we'll see what happens to him in book 4. But that is basically it. I really enjoyed this book, and I really enjoyed the series. I flew through it, read it in 2 days. I don't know, I could have read it in 1, but you know, I got other things I gotta do, including write my own books, edit my own books, rearrange my own books, create cover art for it, etc. I live and breathe books and bleed it probably. If you tear away the skin, there's probably paper with ink underneath it. But yeah, if you really like fairy tale retellings and you enjoy Tangled or Little Mermaid or whatever the other ones are mixed up in there that I didn't catch, you'll really enjoy this one. It's very sci-fi, very futuristic, superheroes. If you like My Hero Academia, it's kind of like that, except everyone kind of hates the people with superpowers, but go check it out. 3rd book is called Hopeless, and it is by Madeline Freeman. This is the 4th book, Restless. This book by far is my favorite of the series, which it should be because it is the last book in the series. You know how I was so worried about Calix? Oh my goodness. It does not get better as I'm reading. But I will say it's really cool to see Zora's perspective, and the lengths at which Calix goes to help her is great until he's, you know, you'll see. I loved it. One complaint I've had over the whole series, though I don't know if I've touched on it, is I wish there was a little more description with the rooms they're in, the shuttles they're taking off in, the compounds they find themselves in, and the weapons they are using, so that I can kind of just take it and go, okay, this is what this looks like. Whereas I am going from my Animorphs experience and I'm like, yes, that is a Kandrona ray, I know it. If you don't know what Animorphs is, that's okay. It was a book series that started in June. I think it was June of 1996, and it's my favorite book series. But this isn't about Animorphs. I should do a book on, I should do a book review on Animorphs one day. Just the whole series, a series review. I should do that. I should do series reviews. What do you think? What do you think about me doing series reviews? Like doing books individually and then taking it and just doing the whole series. What do you think? Let me know. Anyway, this isn't about Animorphs. This is about Restless. I loved the ending of the third one with all its little twists, and it set up the fourth book perfectly. You got Enrique and Zora getting married so that Enrique can be saved from his stepmother, who I loathe entirely, and Zora so that he can protect her and so that her parents don't accidentally out her or whatever. And all that those little shenanigans, along with Aria and Calix being like, did they forget about us? The love interests for them? So that's great. Tressa and Declan are perfect in this one too. So cute. I do love reading about them kind of loving on each other, not like in a nasty way, but like just touching each other's face or pulling each other in close. That was really nice. I really liked that. Did I put spoilers? I don't know. Spoilers. Anyway, Calix's whole goal in finding Tressa, aside from because Uma told him to, was to help Zora. Now, Calix is kind of on his own agenda, and he has been working under Uma for forever, and he has been able to manipulate and skew her view of him as a loyal subject. I just realized I left my cat water thing on, so you're just gonna hear trickling in the background. No one's peeing, it's just their water thing. Apologies. Anyway, when they're finally able to get Tressa, they figure out how to use her abilities to have Calix reach Zora, and that heals and cures Zora of her stuff that happened last book. I didn't talk about it, but that's what happens last book. Anyway, I'm setting up for this book. She's better. She starts getting worse over the course of the book, but Calix has been taken and is being brainwashed. The brainwashed sessions are really interesting. It's nothing like torturous or gross or anything, not like the stuff you kind of see nowadays. In fact, it's more like actual brainwashing techniques. That's my cat playing with a toy. It's actual brainwashing techniques, and so it was super interesting to see it actually play out in front of you. And Aria also gets to see Enrique again, so that's great. And they're trying to save Zora because of reasons. Long story short, this book is the best one of the series. I enjoyed it so much. I was on the edge of my seat. I ate it up. I swear I read it in a day, but it was probably 2 or 3 because life. And absolutely wonderful. This whole series is super easy to read. I was blown away by all the little twists and turns. I knew it was gonna end. Spoiler, it ends. It's a happy ending. It is a happy ending. So that is good for anybody who can't stand not happy endings. The book is really, really good. Highly recommend the series. It's great. Links below with the summary. So check it out. Maybe I'll do, I was gonna say maybe I'll do a summary. I probably shouldn't do a series review, but let me know. I feel like it'd be redundant unless it's just easier for people to just watch the series review instead of all the videos. So let me know. I really enjoyed this series. I am obsessed with The Little Mermaid, always have been. It was Little Mermaid and Annie that I obsessively watched whenever I was younger. Like some people have The Lion King. I had Annie and The Little Mermaid. Those are my 2 things. So The Little Mermaid is it's great. Go check it out, read it for yourself. It will not disappoint you. It is definitely a YA romance, but it is also science fiction dystopian. And yes, there is an uprising, okay? So don't worry. You got some battles, you got some really cool powers showing. Also, I am terrible at thinking of superpowers, so the creativity of these superpowers is wonderful. So go check it out. Series is great. This is my favorite book. Link below. in the description. That's all. I'm gonna go before I start rambling. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.